When you're trying to talk to your boys, but you ride Harleys.
Two wings, one rope, still sitting strong. Feel the beat of the wheels like a soul-filled song. If you love that open highway and the bikes you ride, hit like hit shit, come and roll by my side.
What's up, YouTube? You're watching Steel City Motovlogs. I'm Derek T, your host. It's Monday, June 1st, 2026. I had to pause for a minute and get past that guy. I've been behind him for a little while. He's on, I don't know what that was. It was a Harley of some kind or whatever, but I decided I wasn't going to start actually vlogging until I wasn't around him. I wasn't sure how much of that noise would get canceled out. His pipes were loud. Let's talk about that for a minute. I know they say loud pipes save lives, but do they really? Are we safer on the road because your bike has obnoxiously loud exhaust, and particularly if you're road tripping and you're putting in hundreds of miles a day and, you know, hours in the saddle? That can't do any justice to your eardrums, if I'm just thinking out loud. And listen, this isn't just, you know, a completely biased Honda Goldwing opinion here, because I came to a Honda Goldwing off of a bike that was really, really loud. I had an 03 Yamaha V-Star that had a Cobra exhaust on it that was, I mean, extremely loud. And I actually did, I think, 2 road trips where, you know, multiple hours away from home on that thing. And let me tell you, it was cool kicking around town, but road tripping on it with that exhaust going, I'm not so sure. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact it got on my nerves. It was downright annoying. The truth is, when I ride up on other bikes that are extremely loud, especially if I'm trying to shoot a motovlog, it's annoying more than anything else. I'm not quite sure how much of a safety benefit it is. I mean, after all, your exhaust is behind you, so even if you're pulling up on a car that's in front of you, all your sound is going behind you anyway. I don't know. I'd like to see, as in with a couple of other issues in the motorcycle community, I'd like to see some statistical data. Now, this is a dangerous request in light of my last commenter. I did a whole video about that. Go back and watch it. A last commenter who came in with death, statistics, talking about just how likely I am to die riding one of these machines. Well, thank you so much, Captain Obvious. But I would like to see statistical data that shows, because motorcycles have loud pipes, this many people have avoided accidents and lived to tell the story and to ride another day because they had pipes that were loud enough to wake up an entire neighborhood. I'd like to see some stats on that. Just like I'd like to see some stats on dark siding, where somebody died on a motorcycle and they said, you know, it was directly attributable to the fact that that person had a car tire on their motorcycle. I don't think there's any statistics out there that bear that out. I'm not quite sure if they do or don't. I know I'm stepping in dangerous territory because everybody's got their feelings about it one way or the other, and this isn't really a video designed to dive into should you or should you not dark side. That's That's for every man to decide, or woman to decide for themselves, if it works for you or if it doesn't work for you. But if we're just talking purely from a data standpoint, that's data I would like to see that I don't think exists, nor do I believe it exists when you start talking about loud pipes, if they save lives or not. I'm not sure. I understand it on the surface, because obviously, you know, if someone can hear you coming, they're more likely to be aware of your presence. I understand that, but I believe bright lights help too. Let's talk about loud pipes and whether or not they actually save lives, whether or not there's any statistical data that proves that. Now, my strategy, my personal strategy, is I believe that bright lights are a little bit more effective as a strategy. If I'm driving down the street and a first responder is coming down the street, well, I see that siren long before I hear it. I can see those flashing lights coming from anywhere. If it's, you know, in front of me, if it's in my rear view, I see that fire truck or that ambulance or that police car long before I hear the siren. As a matter of fact, sometimes, depending on the situation, and I'm not a trained first responder, but oftentimes they have those flashing lights on and the siren isn't even blaring. The siren ain't even on. And everybody on the road sees it and everybody responds accordingly. So anyone who knows me, both my bikes, both my Honda Goldwings are very well lit. And that's done so on purpose. Yeah, it's cute and it looks nice and all that other stuff. But the truth of the matter is, it also makes me very visible. So what's there are facts and then there's the truth. What's the real truth behind all of this? Probably none of it is 100%. You know, a safety measure that you just simply must have. You know, as far as the loud pipes, I mean, if you just like being loud and obnoxious, I think I could respect that a little bit more. Just say, hey, I like for my bike to be loud and obnoxious, and I like for people to know that I'm coming, or to see, you know, or people to know that I'm somewhere in the area, even if they're miles away from me. I want to know. That's cool. That's cool. To each their own. But I don't buy into the safety aspect of loud pipes. I'm quicker to say they're annoying than they are any kind of a safety measure. Now, I've also seen people overdo it with the lights too, and not just on motorcycles, but really like I've seen the guys with the pickup trucks out there. You know, they got the LED light bar going across the grill or across the roof, you know, as well as 19,000 LED lights in the front. You know, just doing too much. You know, I do believe that there's a fine line between well lit and too much. I like to think that my bikes are well lit, but they're not too much. But again, all of this is opinion. This is not Derek coming on a video and spitting out, you know, die-hard facts or anything else like that, other than to say loud pipes get on my nerves more than they save lives. That's just my own that's my own thing. Now, if you're offended by that, do me a favor. I like when people hit the like button on my videos, but listen, if you don't like my opinion, hit the thumbs down button. I don't care. It affects YouTube all the same. It affects the algorithm all the same. It indicates engagement. It indicates that people watch the video. I'm okay with that. That and the fact that I'm giving my opinions right now. I'm not giving facts, and I'm allowed to have my own opinions about things. And no, we don't always have to agree. We can respectfully disagrey. Key word, operative word. button came off, I guess. I don't know. But operative word being respectful. Because there's something about the keyboard warriors where they just feel like because they're never going to see you in person, they just say whatever they want to say. Some things that they would never say in person to another human being. Not even necessarily just to me, but to another human being in general. Okay, come on. What you gonna do? See, he was dialed in on running that light. That guy was dialed in. He was gonna go. And I'm not sure if the volume of my exhaust would have changed his mind. I think the fact that another car started approaching the intersection made him kind of change his mind, but I wasn't going to make a move until he did. Now, if you really want a 100% truth, defensive driving is probably your best bet where safety is concerned. Taking a motorcycle safety course is probably your best bet when it comes to safety. But yeah, I guess I did all of this to say I don't really care for loud bikes. I think they're annoying, particularly when I'm riding in a group of people and they're all loud, because then I have to guarantee myself that I'm going to be shooting a voiceover video, because you got all that happening in my audio. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day. Like I said, it's June 1st out here. It's another workday commute. I'm on my way in, but I'm going to get going for now because I'm just about there. I'm Derek T. You're watching Steel City Motovlogs, and I'll catch you all probably on the ride home. Peace out.
Yeah. It's Derek T. Steel City. Yeah, it's Derek T. Steel City on the scene.